Hi there, students. Okay, this is an essay about tourism. And firstly, we have an article which you would need to read called A Mixed Blessing About Tourism. And it's about the money that tourists spend and problems with cars and the roads and car parking and conservation trusts and tour operators spending money on local conservation projects. And then it talks about the lakes, the Lake District in the UK, and sewage and problems with litter. And this talks about the paths, paths where people walk, which are become destroyed because there are too many people. It also talks about local services and the large number of people and what the destruction of the habitats of various different species. So, read the text. Tourism, a mixed blessing. Write an essay summarising and evaluating the key points from it. Use your own words throughout as far as possible, and include your own ideas in your answers. The text analyses the pros and the cons of tourism in the countryside. According to the author, tourism is instrumental in creating jobs both directly and indirectly. So I really like this word instrumental. I think it's a really nice piece of vocabulary. And I like the way you've used this word both with two different adverbs. Thus, it contributes to improve the local economy and commerce, especially in small locations. Although tourists can provoke traffic jams which are harmful for farmers and dealers. Okay, I would say thus it contributes to, I think it's better to the improvement of the local economy and commerce, especially in small locations, small villages, in small these are areas with low population. In small, in small villages, in small hams, in small locations. It's not wrong, but it's not a very good word. I think the word I want is villages. Although tourists can provoke. Normally in English we use provoke meaning to make somebody angry, not to cause. And I think probably better, let's use a phrasal verb, can give rise to traffic jams which are harmful for farmers and dealers. Dealers is not the right word again. And businessmen and entrepreneurs. A dealer is somebody who buys and sells things for farmers and business people. The appeal of the country attracts tourists as well as benefactors willing to preserve it. In some cases, tourists can be counted among those benefactors, but not all of them take care of the places they visit. But not all of them. But not everybody takes care of the places they visit. And I like the way you've introduced the Lake District. That is the case of the Lake District, whose economy is greatly benefited by the large number of tourists it receives. But some of its lakes are polluted by the boats of visitors who draw drainage into the water and garbage everywhere. Okay, you were doing really well. This draw drainage into the water. But some of its lakes are polluted by, well, I would say probably more easily, visitors' boats. Okay, visitors' votes that pump sewage S-E-W-A-G-E. Sewage is the contents of toilets that pump sewage into the water and dump garbage everywhere. In summer, the problem worsens with hordes of excursionists, good word, who, because of their large numbers, ruin the flora of the places they go to, like the trodden hills. The trodden hills. The consequences go beyond an awful-looking landscape to dangerous trails for walkers. Ruin the flora of the places they go to. Like the trodden hills, like ruin the flora, like the destruction of hill footpaths, like the destruction of hill footpaths, like the footfall of footfall of walkers destroying hill footpaths. The consequences go beyond an awful looking landscape. Go beyond an awful looking landscape. The consequences go beyond an awful looking landscape and can mean dangerous and can lead to trails being dangerous for walkers. Furthermore, the large number of travellers has beneficial effects on the economy and on services in areas with with little population, because these services are not profitable unless there is a minimum of users. Are not profitable, are not viable unless there is a minimum of users. Contrarily, I like this word contrarily, and I really like the semicolon. I think a semicolon is something that you should all include in your essays. Contrarily, they are damaging for flora and fauna. I love it. It's really good because you've got two sentences here and you've joined them in a very nice way. Some flora and fauna sanctuaries have been created to protect these plants and animals from the harms voyagers, trippers cause. Voyager. A voyager is somebody on a voyage. In conclusion, tourism, like every cloud, has a silver lining. Lovely sentence. Mind you, good phrase as well. Although tourism can bring unpleasant situations, give rise to unpleasant situations, it has a positive side. There are positive sides to it too. Yeah, either of those is good. It has a positive side too. The most important thing is to be able to minimize its negative side. It's, what I would use is the phrase, its downside. Its downside. And you don't even need effects, while taking advantage of its benefits. The most important thing is to minimize its downside while taking advantage of its benefits. Okay, that was a very nice essay. I think that's very good. Let's see. This is supposed to be at C2 for CPE. Okay, you've completed the task very nicely. You've been through all of the bits that you're supposed to include, and it informs very nicely. I think 2 out of 2 for answering the question, maybe 1.75. Okay, the coherence and cohesion. Normally you're better at this. It reads very nicely. This furthermore, I didn't say anything about it, but you probably find something else. So maybe something like 1.5 on coherence and cohesion. The vocabulary is very good. 1.5 out of 2. And what about the grammar used? The use of grammar is very good. It's been well done. 1.5 out of 2 again. And the number of mistakes are actually very low, and it is very understandable. I think most of the things I've corrected, these are small things, but overall it reads very well. So what am I going to give this? I want to give it maybe 6.5 at level C2. I think that's probably 6.5 out of 10 at level C2. So well done. It's a good text. So take care and bye for now.